Let's learn the basics of HTML form handling, focusing on the action and method attributes and the form submission process. This will provide a foundational understanding of how forms work on the web. HTML forms are interactive elements that allow users to input data on a website. They are primarily used to collect data from website visitors. The data is then sent to a server for processing. Forms are the foundation of web interactivity. A basic HTML form consists of form tags enclosing labels and input elements like text boxes and a submit button. The label tag creates a caption for input fields. The input tag creates an interactive form. And button tag of type submit creates a button which when pressed submits the form. The action attribute specifies where to send the form data when the form is submitted. It contains the URL of the server-side script that will process the form data. If the action attribute is omitted, the form data is sent back to the current page's URL. For example, in the code snippet, the action attribute is set to /submitform.php, which means that when the form is submitted, the data will be sent to the submitform.php file for processing. The method attribute specifies the HTTP method used to send the form data. The two common methods are get and post. Get is the default method. It appends the form data to the URL as query parameters, which are visible in the browser's address bar. Get method has a limited data size, usually around 2048 characters. Post sends the form data in the HTTP request body. It is not visible in the URL, has no size limitations, and is generally used for sensitive data like passwords. In the code example, the method attribute is set to post, indicating that the form data will be sent in the HTTP request body. Let's compare the get and post methods in detail. The get method appends data to the URL, making it visible in the browser history and allowing it to be bookmarked. However, it is limited to approximately 2048 characters and is not secure for sensitive data. Get is suitable for search queries, filtering data, and non-sensitive form submissions. On the other hand, the post method sends data in the request body, keeping it invisible in the URL and preventing bookmarking. It has no size limitations and is more secure for data transmission. Post is ideal for login forms, file uploads, and submitting sensitive data. The form submission process involves several key steps. First, the user fills out the form fields with data and clicks the Submit button. Next, the browser validates the input against field requirements on the client side. Then the form data is sent to the server via an HTTP request, using the specified method, either get or post. Finally, the server-side script processes the data and prepares a response. The name attribute is essential for form processing. It creates key-value pairs that the server uses to process the data. Without names, the form data will not be submitted. Names should be descriptive of the data, use lowercase letters with no spaces, and be consistent across your application. For instance, in the given example, we have the input fields first name, last name, and email. These fields have the name attributes first_name, last_name, and email. Several additional form attributes enhance functionality. The enctype attribute specifies how the form data is encoded, and it is required for file uploads. The target attribute determines where to display the response, such as in the same tab, a new tab, the parent frame, or the top frame, using values like _self, _blank, _parent, and _top. The autocomplete attribute controls the browser's autofill behavior, and the novalidate attribute disables the browser's built-in validation. In the code, there is the usage of enctype, target, and autocomplete attributes. Here are some best practices for creating effective HTML forms. Always use labels to associate label elements with form controls using the for attribute to improve accessibility and usability. Choose appropriate input types like email, telephone, number, and date for better mobile keyboard support and built-in validation. Implement client-side validation using HTML5 attributes like required, pattern, minimum, maximum, and maximum length for basic validation before form submission. Finally, always provide clear feedback after form submission, whether successful or not, by redirecting users or displaying confirmation messages. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.